Vlad the Impaler, a name that echoes through history, steeped in blood and terror. The man who inspired the legend of Dracula, a figure whose cruelty knew no bounds. Born in 1431, Vlad III came to power in a land torn between empires. But it was not his military might that made him infamous. It was his sadistic methods of control. Vlad's reign was marked by an obsession with impalement, a form of execution so brutal, it struck fear into the hearts of all who heard of it. Imagine the terror, thousands of men, women, and children left to die in agony, skewered on wooden stakes, their bodies lining the roads as a warning to all. Even the hardened soldiers of the Ottoman Empire recoiled in horror when faced with the sight of Vlad's forest of the impaled. These atrocities were not just tales, they were true events, documented by those who lived through them. It was these blood-soaked legends that gave birth to the character of Dracula, the undead vampire who feeds on the blood of the living. But who was the real Dracula? To his enemies, he was a demon in human form, a ruler who used fear as his ultimate weapon. To his people, he was a protector who would go to any lengths to defend his land from invaders. Vlad was feared, yes, but he was also respected. In a time of chaos, he brought order, even if it was through terror. To us, he is both a hero and a monster, a complex figure who cannot be easily judged by modern standards. Vlad the Impaler. More than just a name, more than just a man. He was the true Dracula, a figure who haunts the nightmares of history, and whose legacy continues to cast a long, dark shadow. Subscribe if you dare for more stories of blood, terror, and the dark history that inspired them. Vlad's story is one of contrasts. A prince who fought valiantly against the Ottoman Empire, yet whose methods were so extreme, they became the stuff of nightmares. His tactics were not just about warfare, they were psychological. By instilling fear, he controlled not just his enemies, but his own people. The legend of Dracula has overshadowed the real man, but it's important to remember that Vlad was a product of his time, a time when brutality was often the only way to maintain power. Historical records from both his allies and enemies paint a picture of a ruler who was both feared and revered. His legacy is a testament to the complex nature of power and the lengths to which one might go to secure it. To understand Vlad the Impaler is to delve into a world where the line between hero and villain is blurred, where the horrors of war and the quest for power create legends that endure through the ages. As we look back on his life, we see a man who was as much a product of his environment as he was a shaper of it. His story is a dark chapter in history, but one that continues to fascinate and horrify us to this day. Vlad the Impaler, Dracula, a name that will forever be synonymous with terror, a legacy that will never fade. Join us as we continue to explore the dark corners of history, where truth is often stranger than fiction. Subscribe if you dare, for more stories of blood, terror, and the dark history that inspired them.